On January 5th, 2023, 53-year-old commercial diver and fisherman Manuel Lopez was diving for mollusks in Tabari Bay in the Gulf of California. Now, according to an eyewitness, a man by the name of Jose Bernal, there was not a lot of fishing or diving going on in the area at the time, and there's a very good reason for that. That reason is that in December and January, large female pregnant great white sharks migrate into this area to feed on the calorie-rich sea lions, which are all along this coastline. And the local fishermen had seen many of these huge sharks in the last couple weeks. So for the last couple days, thousands of them just had not been going out diving to collect these mollusks. But this is a huge problem for these commercial fishermen in Mexico because they just don't make a lot of money. And this is the only way that these guys have to provide for their families. So at some point on the 5th, Manuel decided he was getting back in the water. So at 11:30 that morning, he was down about 50 feet on the ocean floor collecting these mollusks, and he had two tenders up on his dive boat. Now, tenders in commercial diving terms are our support staff, the guys who take care of us while we're underwater. Manuel is not wearing scuba tanks. He has an air compressor up on the boat that is attached to an air hose, which goes down to Manuel to his regulator so he can breathe. And then there's ropes attached to the boat that go down to Manuel that are attached to his waist. So that way the tenders can pull him up if they need to. And also the tenders are taking care of that air compressor, making sure that it's fueled so he has air. At 11:30 in the morning, the tenders see that the ropes that are attached to Manuel, they go tight in the water. And then they begin to violently zigzag and be pulled through the water, kind of like what you would see if you were fishing on your fishing line and you had just hooked a big fish. And they immediately know this is not right, something is wrong. So they begin to pull on those ropes to pull Manuel up to the surface. But before they get him to the surface, they see an absolutely massive great white shark come up from the bottom. They said it was about 19 feet long. That's about 6 meters. Obviously, they couldn't measure it, but that's what they said versus the size of their boat. And when they get Manuel up to the surface, the shark has removed this entire portion of his body. So his shoulders and his head have been removed by this animal. Now, the shark did not come back after his body when they're pulling it up, but last year, around the same time, on February 12th, another commercial diver named Victor Estrella in the same area off the coast of Sonora, Mexico, got taken in the exact same way. His head didn't get removed, his left leg did, and he bled out on the dive boat. But that shark actually pursued his body and was still attacking him, trying to eat him, and the tenders had to fight that shark off to get him on the boat.